Feuer, the president of Dynamic Seminars and Consulting. Louis, you just completed an all-day sales seminar yesterday. I guess what's the top concern you're hearing from the sales people in this industry?
It was an interesting mix at the meeting because they were sales reps as well as business owners. And several interesting points came out of the meeting. I think one of the major concerns people have, in spite of reimbursement issues and competitive bidding, is how are we going to market and make more money? Because I think they realize, even as a small dealer, many times it's your membership in state associations or home care, and they are active, or a VGM or a med group, in the lobbying issue, that what they can do locally is some lobbying, but more it's developing a more strategic marketing plan. Even the use of technology came up in discussion, from GPS systems to billing systems. If we endorse those and bring them into our company, do they save money? Which I truly believe they do. And then when it comes to marketing, what can we do that keeps us out of trouble? I think the dealer is certainly more sensitive now than they were when I started 35 years ago. That some are legal issues, and they need to be addressed, and then maybe you need to talk to an attorney. I mean, marketing is so complex when you're marketing for the Medicare patient versus the retail patient. And those questions came up over and over.
Right.
You
mentioned legal issues. I guess, things like the Stark Law and the anti-kickback.
Well, years ago we talked about the Stark Law,
right.
And I think we put it up on a shelf somewhere, and I think it's time to bring it down. There's a lot of people in the industry today that were not there when those bills first came out. It is, a couple of years now, and I think we need to readdress them. They're not complicated. They have limits in them. It talks about spending per referral source. It talks about beneficiary inducements. But I think we've put them aside and worked on accreditation and some other issues. And now we're looking at a dealer who's concerned about the survival of their company. And I think it will survive, but I think you're going to have to market and go get the business. The best part of it, the customer is there.
The marketing legal issues, is that something that providers need to do, like, an annual refresher thing, kind of like the same attitude they take toward compliance and, compliance programs?
Well, they need to keep up. It's that stock and bill, the loan closet issue that we've heard about in the last few months that apparently, according to my legal friends, is being put off till March. I mean, I think you don't want to wake up March 1st and realize the law has been passed and you can't do this and you've got 18 loan closets. It's the same thing with accreditation. We have people today, I work for one of the accrediting bodies, who have woken up last week and said, whoa, I'm not accredited. How could that be? So,
what about the attitude of salespeople out there? I mean, obviously it's been, a tough year, a lot of, changes in the industry. I guess do they seem kind of down in the dumps? Are they, optimists? I guess what's the
I think basically they have some traits that make them optimists. So fortunately they start out with the right personality, if we've hired right. I think their problem is the referral source is busier than ever. And so the average length of time you spend talking to a doctor, according to some of my pharma clients, is about 4 or 5 minutes. Now maybe years ago it was maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Getting into a hospital is more difficult. So they're looking for other ways to reach the referral source that we didn't have to deal with when I started in the business. You walked into the hospital. Kind of sauntered around wherever you wanted to be. The doctor came out of his office. So we're much more strategy, directed. We're looking for a plan. We're looking for new marketing tools. We're looking to separate ourselves from the competition. As I told the group yesterday, everyone you call on is already using another provider. You're not calling on someone who says, I've never bought oxygen before, this could be fun. So you need to give them a reason to change from one provider to another. And so we've been fairly unsuccessfll at stopping the bidding, the cuts. It seems like in all the years I've been here, they just keep coming down the pike. Will it stop? If it does stop, I probably won't be here when it happens, but I can tell you, if you sell more, there's more customers, there's more baby boomers, there's more people needing this equipment. It could be, and I think that's what people were saying yesterday, that's the hedge against the billing part, against the reimbursement part.
One more question. When you talk about sales and marketing, I guess what's the most important, tool that providers should have in their toolbox right now?
Well, I give them two comments that I made at the beginning of the program and two at the end yesterday. I repeated them again. One was make more calls. I mean, that's what I learned in my youth. The more people you see, the better chance you have of selling something. That's the first thing. And the second is persistence. You know, people are interested in what you have to offer today, but you don't know if they have a problem with their existing provider that they may be interested in 6 months from today. So if you keep those two things in mind, persistence and make more calls, you may do just fine.
Great. Thanks, Louis.
Thank you.